Hey everyone, I hope you're all doing great. Have you ever noticed that sometimes you have acted like a philosopher? You may ask, how is it to act like a philosopher? Well, those moments that you ask questions like, what is the philosophy of something or some action, you are acting like a philosopher. You may say, yes, I have done that, but how is that doing philosophy? Doesn't doing philosophy involve lots of books, leather armchair, and a cardigan? Well, those things really help, but when you ask the question, what is the philosophy of something, you are inquiring about things that many philosophers are also thinking about. Some are actually ancient questions. As you will see by the end of this video, philosophy is something you can do without even noticing. What is the philosophy of something is a question that we often ask in our daily lives. What is the philosophy of kneading the dough, for example? You may have asked yourself watching a recipe for sourdough bread on YouTube, or when you ask, what is the philosophy of pruning tree branches in fall? Isn't that bad for trees? Why do people say it's good? We often want to know the philosophy of things and actions, but what we are asking is not the same thing in every context or occasion. First, we might ask what is the philosophy of something when we want to ask about the origin of something. We might say, what is the philosophy of cooking in such way? And the answer is often something like, because it has been done since anyone can remember it. We want to know how something has come into being or practice. We want to think about what ifs. But here, the origin in it itself is not the end question. We are asking when we want to learn about some sort of justification or rather causation. That is when we want to know how something is grounded in reason or precedent. Second, we ask what is the philosophy of something when we intend to know the result it can have. In philosophy, these questions are considered teleological questions. We want to know the end result and how it is affected. We want to know how the outcome is affected by this step or ingredient. So it is mainly about the end result and the other things that can change in that end. The third meaning hidden in the question of what is the philosophy of something is in fact of the main philosophical concerns of the last century. It is an analytical question. We are asking to know about the sufficient and necessary conditions. We want to analyze something to its parts, and we want to know the borders and limits of something. This is actually not that far from philosophy as an academic discipline in the last century, especially in the Anglo-Saxon world. So, summary of what I said so far. The question, what is the philosophy of something, is a complex question. What it is inquiring is very context and situation based. Of course, almost always the answer given is acceptable. It is a good thing to be precise in asking and considering what we expect to know when we ask such questions. Next time you heard this question or you yourself used it, try to find out what is actually meant. Could it be a fourth implication that I did not mention? There is a good chance that this is the case. And did you notice what I did in this video to the question of what is the philosophy of? I asked the question about the philosophy of what is the philosophy of. Have a great day.